And the blows keep on coming. All we've been hearing about lately is inflation, the chance of a recession, Elon Musk buying Twitter, then laying off employees. What a savage, by the way. And now we got another word to add to the list: Meta layoffs. The tech industry has been rapidly reducing headcounts this year as stocks are falling from all-time highs. The list of companies that have had to fire employees is long and includes some well-known names. Coinbase was one of the first cabs to leave the station, laying off 1,100 employees earlier this year. Netflix laid off 450 employees. Shopify reduced their workforce by 10%, resulting in a loss of approximately 1,000 jobs. Robinhood laid off 23% of their workforce, and Snap reduced their workforce by 20%. Not to mention Twitter, the most viable purge. Elon Musk has wasted no time in laying off a large number of employees, with expectations that he could cut staffing up to 75%. So far, Meta has been hesitant to make such bold moves, but that appears to be changing. Facebook's parent company had previously implemented a hiring freeze, but that clearly isn't enough to cut costs at a time when volatility and low growth appears to be on the rise. Zuckerberg's warning. Well, while it may appear that Meta is late to the party, when it comes to tech layoffs, the reality is that this has been a long time coming. Zuckerberg was one of the first CEOs to signal a shift in the status quo, stating in May that Meta employees should be prepared for an intense period of 18 to 24 months. Obviously, he had directed his management team to begin identifying poor performers, implying that this round of layoffs had been planned for months. In May, he even stated his plan was to steadily reduce headcount growth over the next year. Worse, he further said there are probably a bunch of people at his company who shouldn't be there. Yikes! Those guys should be finding their next jobs by now. Well, the situation has obviously intensified since then, as they appear to be aiming for cuts rather than simply implementing hiring freezes and slower growth. The cutback strategy. Meta's mass layoffs are likely to have far-reaching effects compared to any other tech downsizing that may take place. This is solely a result of a company's size. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, and dozens of other smaller teams are now part of the Meta business. With 87,000 employees, even a small percentage reduction in staffing will result in thousands of employees leaving the company. Fortunately for them, the US job market as a whole is still strong, though the situation in Silicon Valley is probably going to make getting a new job a little more challenging than it has been over the past 2 years. Meta losing billions of dollars in just a year, and over the past year, Meta's valuation has plummeted to a mere $250 billion after reaching the $1 trillion mark in 2021. The push by Mark Zuckerberg to develop their own metaverse, hence the new name, is also costing the business a fortune. The metaverse division, Reality Labs, lost $3.7 billion in the most recent quarter, bringing the year's total losses for that division to $9.4 billion, which is crazy. That indicates that Meta has suffered losses equal to the market cap of companies like Paramount, Robinhood, American Airlines, and LG. Why are Meta jobs cutting right now, though, you probably ask? Well, Meta, like much of the tech sector, is under pressure right now. So far, things have been going well, except for share price. But all of the talk of an impending recession has caused advertisers to reduce their marketing budgets. Demand for digital advertising has begun to soften as a result, with companies that rely heavily on ad revenue all expecting a slowdown in the coming month. Their third quarter earnings call revealed a drop in revenue and profit, as well as 19% increase in spending. That's bad news, but the forecast was even worse. Meta predicts that revenue will remain flat and that expenses will continue to rise. And how does this technological volatility affect investors? Well, we won't sugarcoat it. Boom times are probably still a long way off. Technology investing has been relatively simple in recent years, and for the last decade, it's really been a piece of cake. The situation is changing, though, and is likely to continue at least in the short term. As a result, there are several approaches that investors can take. The first step is for them to alter their overall strategy. Tech-focused portfolios have historically performed well. However, there are still many companies that are performing well and increasing their stock price. Those who produce energy are a clear example. The stock price of companies like BP rose to 41.7%, Shell, Exxon, Mobil 78% up, have soared along with the price of oil and gas. However, it goes beyond oil stocks, which some businesses like Lockheed Martin up 35% are growing quickly. Others like Johnson & Johnson, McDonald's up 3% are doing well. The point is that it might be wise to cast a wider net right now. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. As usual, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and give me a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you can. Talk to you later.